Here's the Stranger Things Demogorgon from Jazwares. This is part of their 1/12 scale figure line, and from what I understand, it's called the Upside Down Collection, because there is no 1/12 scale figure line that should be without some sort of a subtitle. Series, collection, something awesome, because I guess why not? So the Demogorgon, according to the package, I'm not showing you the package as you can tell, comes with accessories. You get a secondary head, the pod head, and you get a figure stand that it's been a while since I've seen the show, so I'm sure it's something show specific. This is one of those figures you just might really like having a figure stand for, because it doesn't stand straight up and down. It has those kind of bent knees, so you're going to have to learn balancing really well to get this thing to stand on its own without a stand. You just cheat and pop him right onto a figure stand, kind of like I'm doing right there. So it looks good. I think the figure looks visually pretty nice. I don't really have complaints about it. I'm not going to go and pull up the TV show and compare it, because I think it looks kind of cool. So let's take a look at this articulation, because there's a lot of it. We'll begin up here with the head. So the head is on a ball joint, and there is a hinge right there, so you can make him look really up. Check that out. This Demogorgon can look like straight up and down, and he can practically, well, I said straight up and down, but straight up, practically look straight down. It's a flower of gruesomeness right there, isn't it? And the lower neck here rotates around as well. Now, the arms are a little bit goofy. I'm going to stick, let's just take the head off so you can see things really clearly. So the arms, specifically the shoulders, are on some sort of a ball butterfly joint in here. They definitely go back and forth, but you've got this gapping right through here. I mean, you've got some decent articulation in it. Like, the arms can go back pretty far, and the arms can go forward pretty far. And it just makes it a little bit difficult to sometimes get these arms up. This right side, there we go. You have to kind of hold it with your thumb while you lift it. It kind of looks funny without... let's put on the pod head. There. Now he at least looks like he's got a head here. It's got a rotation at the bicep and double pinless elbows, so he can do this number. I don't know what he even sounds like. That probably isn't what he says. Yeah, he doesn't talk. He has no mouth. I mean, his mouth is a flower, gruesome flower. Rotation and a hinge at the wrist. And he does have an upper torso ball joint. When he leans back really far, he's got, it matches a really ugly gap there. So it kind of matches the ugliness of this figure. I'm not meaning ugly as in this is a bad figure, just an ugliness to that. You can lean him forward and check it out. You got another ugly gap, so ugly that you can really see in and see this ball joint. Can we even pop it apart? Yeah, you can even pop this thing apart right there. Look at that. So, I mean, visually, if you line him up just right, not so bad. Then we got the waist right here, which is also on a ball joint, which it popped off really easy earlier. You can rotate it around. You can lean him back. It's not nearly as ugly as the upper one. Lean it forward, and, well, you got a Demogorgon crack is what you got there. Then we're moving down to the upper legs. The upper legs, if you want him to do the splits, he can do the splits. Okay. His legs are doing other things too. If you want him to sit, well, good luck figuring out how to make him sit. Now he can chill and veg in front of the TV. Or maybe he's sitting in a race car. If you want him to bring his legs back, you can bring him back pretty far. Let's see, I don't know. Yeah, it looks like he's got some drop-down hips there. Yeah, and he's got a thigh rotation. Works pretty well. Now we get to the legs. And the legs, let's just say, are double-jointed legs. So, as I said earlier, you're not going to get this figure to stand straight up. Maybe I didn't say it. Let me say it now. You're not going to get this figure to stand up, because there is a forced knee bend right there. It's kind of like an animal. I mean, he is kind of like an animal, right? He's like an evil monster. That's the word I'm looking for. He's an evil animal monster of sorts. But anyway, so you can get him to bring his legs back about that far. You can see the difference there. It's not real far. And then this lower, what do you call it? A knee? It's single jointed. You can get it to go like way back, further than it's supposed to be able to. And it's about that. Now he's doing like some sort of little dance. I don't know. A rotation and a hinge at the, we'll just call it the ankle. Now he's like staying alive. You know, I'm having too much fun with this figure. And so, yeah, that's the articulation on this particular figure. The sculpting, I think, is actually not too bad. There's a fair amount of detail on this figure. If you look here, let me bring him a little bit closer so you can see it, and I'll light him up so you can see him even better. I think there's some pretty decent detail in here. If you're the sort that likes to customize and you like the oily, dark, gritty black washes, if you were to black wash this guy, he has a lot of detail that would be really interesting to see. That would really, that black wash would really bring out. There is a lot. He's got texture all over the place. Every bit of him is textured. Every bit of him has something, just except for the feet. He's got flat feet and interesting, he has a single peg hole. So apparently you can't choose to stand him on the figure stand on this side. Jazwares has chosen that for us. Isn't that awesome? We don't have freedom to pose our figures right now. But anyway, yeah, there's a lot of texture, a lot of interesting things. I'll bring this other head over. Yeah, this is the correct way. This is the top, this is the bottom. But yeah, there's a lot of textured detail in this. You even got little bits of pinkish, purpley, reddish around the knees, around the elbows here, the heels of his feet, just various bits and pieces around the neck, around the torso. I mean, it's not a bad figure. Don't get me wrong. I'm not making fun of it. I'll tell you this. I really like that there is a hinge up here at the neck joint. And the number one reason I like that is because Hasbro removed it from G.I. Joe Classified, and it made the posing ability for the necks really awesome. And so I like how everything is pinless on this figure, except, you can see this hinge joint at the neck. I like it. I like that a lot. So that's pretty cool. You can get him into some interesting poses. I'm not going to really do a whole lot. There. Okay, this is about where I'll go. There we go. Hey, I did it. I did a pose. Check it out. I did a pose. Okay, kind of. I mean, it's cool. It's cool looking. All right, so that is Jazwares' new 1/12 scale Demogorgon. Now, I'll pop up an image real quick on the screen. You can see Dustin and 11 are also in the cross sale. When I bought this figure from a local store called Fred Meyer's, same place I found the Five Nights at Freddy's figures, they also had Dustin. And I looked at that figure for a moment. I was like, nah, pass. I'm not getting Dustin. Like, I get that Stranger Things is all about these human characters, but I really am not interested in the human characters. I'd much rather get these interesting oddball things. So I'll probably pick up 11 for one simple reason. She was in Fortnite. Wow, what a shocker to some of you if you've been viewers of mine in the past. I might pick up 11. I didn't see her, so I have to look around for her. And that store did have the 1/18 scale Stranger Things, and I looked at those, and I was kind of like, I might get Demogorgon at some point, but I don't know about those 1/18 scale figures. I might end up passing on those. So stick around for a few more minutes because I'm going to do a height comparison with this figure, and it's going to blow your mind, the figures that I bring in to do a height comparison, because I've purposely chosen a whole pile of oddballs, and I want to see if you can figure out by the end why I chose all of these figures to do height comparisons with. I've done my best to stand this figure up as tall and as straight as possible for proper height comparisons. So we're going to begin with the NECA RoboCop right there. And oh my goodness, RoboCop doesn't really want to stand very well. Next, we're going to bring in a wrestling John Cena figure. I'll be honest, I don't remember what brand or what company put this figure out. Is he WWF, WWE? does WWF. I guess it doesn't matter. But, you can tell me who this is from, but anyway, let's keep going. We have a Spartan Collection Master Chief from Halo, Jazwares Halo line stand, man. So there you go. These are probably the tallest figures I'm going to show you. So that kind of gives you an idea of how tall he is. Let's get these guys out of here. Next set of figures is Yuji Itadori from Jazwares Total Anime line, and Goku from a random Dragon Ball Z line. I honestly can't remember. Is this a Bandai figure? I can't remember what the subline for that is. I can't even get him to stay standing. Come on, Goku. Come on, you can do it. No, you can't do it. We're going to take forever to do this. There you go. We got him to stand. And finally, without much ado, Plunger Man from Skibidi Toilet. Isn't this just a lovely group of figures to height comparison with? Next group. Next, and I bet you didn't know or you might not have cared, but Demogorgon is indeed in Fortnite. So here are the Fortnite figures. The Hasbro Man Cake on the left and the Jazwares Havoc on the right. So if you want to display this figure with your Fortnite figures, this is about how he just might look. And I'll leave you in suspense no longer because it's time for the Hasbro figures with Green Ranger from the remastered Lightning Collection, if he'll actually stand. Then we have Indiana Jones from the Adventure Collection, because another one of those. Then we get Black Suit Spider-Man from Legends series. And then finally, from the Black series, an Icy Cold Frozen Mandalorian. I would have had a G.I. Joe classified figure here, except for I couldn't find the one I wanted next. And finally, the last two figures, Cammy from Jada's Street Fighter 2 and Betty Page from Loose Collector's Rocketeer set. I know I said you might be able to figure out why I'm choosing all these figures, except for ignore Betty Page because she actually has nothing to do with any of the other figures. It just ended up Cammy was here by herself, and I wanted Betty Page to help show support. But there you go. Here's a Loose Collector figure next to the Demogorgon. So that is Jazwares Demogorgon from the Stranger Things action figure line, the 1/12 scale action figure line. What do you think of this figure? Throw your comments down below. Let me know. And I'm not telling you what the connection is between all those figures those characters that I threw up here for height comparisons. Drop your thoughts in the comments below. See if you can figure it out just for fun. I got no prizes. It's just for fun. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this review. I will see you in the next video.